Hey, I'm Stephanie, and I just wanted to share some thoughts I had today. Well, yesterday leading into today. So I am a new real estate agent. I got my license the end of April, or I passed my exam the end of April. And I just wanted to kind of share some of my journey thus far, because I think some people think you go to school, you get your license, and bam, you're just gonna be out killing it. Something you should keep in mind, and this is not to discourage anyone. I'm a planner, so I like to know what I'm gonna be facing. So when you decide to step into this arena, something you should think about is that it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I say that to tell you that there may be setbacks, there may be unexpected things that you encounter. So if you think about it that way, then hopefully you will be steadfast and remain in the saddle. So I was thinking about this because I took my test. So okay, let me rewind to start my journey from the beginning. I did an online class. So I read the information, was like, okay, got it. I knew, and I'm in South Carolina. So I knew once I took the first part, that was the 90-hour course, that I could apply to sit for the state and the national tests. So I was like, oh, cool, bet. So I looked at that and I went ahead and applied, and I assumed that I could go ahead and sit for the test since I was able to apply. My intention was to finish the second part of the course, the 30-hour, but I wasn't finished before I had scheduled to sit for the state and the national. I went and took the test and continued to work towards those last 30 hours. When I took my test, there was some type of hiccup in the system, and I didn't get my results immediately after my test. So I had to go home and I had to call and wait. It took about a week and a half until I got my results. Well, my results came back and I ended up passing the national, but I had to retake the state. I wasn't discouraged. I only missed it by like a 5 or something like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I go to finish the second part of it, and I'm like, oh, well, there's my points right there. Because there was a question on there that I remember, and I was like, oh, if I had finished this. So don't be like me. If you decide to do the online class, make sure you finish both portions before you sit for the exam. I was very fortunate to pass the first. Secondly, let me tell you, to me, this was one of the hardest tests I've ever sat for. To me, because it's not a situation where it's just I can memorize. It's an application to me. It's an application-based test. So you need to know the information, and you need to be able to apply that information to the questions they're asking. You need to be able to keep up with who this person is and that person is and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So I passed the test, excited. Woo! The next part of my journey was finding a broker. I'm a no nonsense kind of girl. I'm not with the salesman pitches. So this was really, you have to know yourself and know what you want. I suggest you search around, treat it like you're dating. Go out with this person, see what they have to bring to you or bring to the table. And I don't mean that in a gold digger kind of way, but you have to find out what is the best fit for you. I was really excited about one brokerage, but I didn't go with that one because I went to another and it felt like home to me. I felt really comfortable. I didn't feel like they were trying to sell me anything. They were like, this is the bottom line. This is what it is, and they were just real with me. I appreciate and I respect that. Everybody is different. So, and then some of the people that I talked to, they were kind of just like, oh yeah, here's the information. Come if you want. And I was kind of like, I was turned off by that as well. So like I said, I suggest you speak to a lot of different people, go to the trainings or whatever type of little getting to know you sessions they have and hear them out. And then compare and contrast everything. Sometimes stuff sounds great. Oh, you don't have to pay for this. Oh, we don't have these fees. But sometimes that fee might be a little better if I feel like you're going to have my best interest at heart. I don't want to just be somebody on your roster that has all this great training and I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just sitting doing training. Okay. So be very selective. Know what questions to ask, or know what's, and that is going to apply to what your preference is or what your needs are. So you might not want to pay monthly fees, or you might not want, You might want somewhere that has a bunch of training. It's all up to you and what works for your lifestyle. You may not want to quit the job that you're working. Are they going to be flexible with that? Are they going to be okay with you just doing it part-time? There's so many things that you need to sit and think about. So I suggest you sit and write the questions and think about what's important to you. Go, talk to other realtors and say, like, what was your experience like? You used to work at this firm, or not this firm, you used to work with this broker. Why are you no longer with this broker? What worked for you, what didn't work for you. Do your research before you get into it. And even if it's a simple process to leave and go to another broker, you still want to make the wisest decision for your life. So there's that. So once you get a broker, your next step is, I left this out. You need to find out if that broker that you want to sign to requires you becoming a part of the real estate association. If they require that, that's going to be additional fees. So that way you know how much money you need up front. And I think they generally give you about 30 days if you have to join the National Realtors Association. But that's something, if you already are aware of and you're already taking into consideration, you'll be prepared for. And it's not something that kind of catches you off guard once you join them. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to join this association within 30 days and it costs XYZ. So that's another thing. Make sure you find that out. I don't think it's required with every broker, but you need to find that out before you sign on. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I was totally okay with that. But the thing with me is I like to know, because I'm a planner. I like to know. So now we have all that situated and we sign up. Well, here's the thing. You have to learn these different databases or different systems. The MLS system and the system, whatever type of system that the broker that you sign with uses, those are or other things that you're going to have to learn. Not to mention the different forms that you're going to be required to use. So that's a whole nother aspect. So I share this to say, keep in mind that it's not going to be a sprint. It's not going to be. It's going to take work. It's going to take work. It's going to take studying and trying to be the best you possible. I think if you do the research and you educate yourself and you're really serious about it, then you'll be successful. But I did want to share that because I think a lot of people see people doing it and they're like, oh, it must be easier. Oh, no, baby, it's not. It's not. Some people might make it look good, but it's a journey. So I just wanted to share that. I'm excited about it. And I'm not saying this to discourage you, because it's not. Hopefully I didn't say anything that discourages you. I just want you to be aware so that once you start this journey, you kind of have an idea of what to expect. So yeah. All right. I am Stephanie Elaine. That's my handle on Instagram and TikTok. I am Stephanie Elaine _ and on Facebook, Stephanie Workman. Bye.